Hello everybody and welcome back to this tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at a tool that comes pre-installed in Kali Linux and that is used for website penetration testing. That tool is called Burpsuite. Now it is one of the most important and essential tools if you want to actually go more advanced into the website penetration testing. We're only going to touch the way of actually setting it up because there is a process that you need to go through in order to be able to use it. The reason why we are using it is because we want to set up our Burpsuite tool to be a proxy. Now what I mean by that is we will simply launch the Burpsuite tool and then, for example, visit some website over the Firefox or any search engine you are using, and we will be able to see the traffic going through in our tool. We will be able to intercept different packets and then decide whether we want to forward the packet or drop the packet. You can also make changes to the packet. For example, you're sending in a username and password inside a packet and then you intercept it in a Burpsuite tool, and then you can change, for example, the password in that Burpsuite tool and then forward the packet with a different one. So there are a bunch of options that we can do with the Burpsuite, but in this video we're only going to see how we can set up different options in the tool itself as well as in the Firefox, so we will be able to intercept all kinds of packets. So first of all, what we want to do is open up our terminal, and there are two actual ways that you can open the Burpsuite tool. One of them is simply just by typing Burpsuite inside the terminal, so that is one way, and the other way is going to this menu right here, and this icon right here, as it says, is Burpsuite. So you can click on it or you can run it through the terminal simply just by typing Burpsuite. I will run it through my terminal. I already went through the process of actually installing this tool or setting it up to be a proxy, so I will just show you what you need to do in order to actually set it up correctly. This error, if it pops up, simply just click here on OK. It will write something like here, and it opened up the actual opening menu. This Burpsuite Community Edition we are not interested in, so click here close. What you want to go is set up here temporary project, go on to the next and use burp defaults and then start Burpsuite. Now there is an actual paid version of Burpsuite, which is a professional version, which actually allows some different tasks in Burpsuite to run faster or something like that. We are not really going to need it at the moment, and if you want to actually upgrade it sometime in the future, you can see it right here, upgrade to Burpsuite Professional to automatically find vulnerabilities. And this is the actual opening menu of the Burpsuite. Now they have changed it. It didn't look like this, I believe, a few months ago. But everything else I believe remained the same, such as this target, proxy, intruder, repeater, sequencer, and so on and so on. So just the dashboard is a little bit changed. But more about the actual tool later on. Let's see how we can set it up. First, what you want to do is, as soon as this opens up, you want to go to the target right here, or pardon me, you want to go to the proxy, which is the third tab, and under the proxy you want to go all the way to the right to the options. In the options, right at the beginning, you will have this proxy listeners option, which should have 127.0.0.1 at port 8080, so it is running over localhost. It should have it right here, and what you want to do is you want to click on it and go onto the edit. And right here, you want to click on loopback only if it is not set to be a loopback. Everything else should remain the same, and if it's set at these settings, you want to click here on OK. The next thing that you need to do is open up your Firefox. As soon as you open up your Firefox, you want to go to these three lines right here, and you want to navigate to the preferences. In the preferences page, you want to navigate to the general section, which is right here, and you want to scroll all the way down and find network proxy. Configure how Firefox connects to the internet. You want to click here on the settings, and right here what we are interested in is this part of the settings. By default, I believe it will be set to no proxy, and you want to change that to manual proxy configuration. Once you click on the manual proxy configuration, you should have all of these fields empty, I believe. Since they are empty, you want to actually input the localhost IP address into all four. So 127.0.0.1 should be the IP address in all four fields, and under the port fields you should have all four same ports, which should be port 8080, the one we have set up in our Burpsuite, as we can see right here. Once you actually input all of that as well as the port, you want to click here on SOCKS v5 and you want to click here on OK. As soon as you finish that, now you should be able to actually connect to any HTTP website, but you will not be able to load HTTPS websites until we input the certificate into our Firefox. So for example, if you wanted to navigate to an actual HTTPS website, you should be able to, before you actually try this, make sure that you have turned the intercept off right here, because otherwise it will get stuck on loading the page and it will never load it until you actually forward the packets. So make sure just set here intercept is off and try to load any HTTP page such as this one. You will notice that it is going a little bit slower, but it will load it. The reason why it is slower is because it is going through this proxy, therefore it cannot be as fast as before. But if you, for example, try to visit an HTTPS page, such as, for example, facebook.com, in my case, I will be able to download it, or pardon me, to open it, because I already have the certificate installed. But in your case, if you are setting up Burpsuite for the first time, you should not be able to actually load this page or any other HTTPS page. We need to make sure that we can also load the HTTPS pages or websites as well. Let's install the certificate right now. But first, make sure that you first configured all of the settings in the Firefox and also in the Burpsuite, and also make sure that the Burpsuite is running and that the intercept is off. If you have all of that set up, now open up a new tab and type http:// and then you want to type burp. It will lead you to this page right here, and you will notice this button which is called See a Certificate. You want to click on it, and it will prompt you with this downloading option or menu where you want to click on Save File. It will get saved under this name, and then you want to save it. It will get saved in the Downloads directory in Kali Linux. If you simply just go to the Files and you go to the Downloads, you will have it right here. Now, in my case, I have several of them, or in this case 3, because I already performed this actual task several times. Therefore, I have multiple versions. In your case, you should only have one, which is called like this. And now, once you have it downloaded, you want to go back to your Firefox. You want to go back to the menu, so go to the Preferences. And instead of going to the General, right now we want to go to the Privacy and Security. Scroll all the way down and find the Certificates. In the Certificates tab, you want to go to the View Certificates, and here in the Authorities, you want to import the certificate that you just downloaded. So you go to the Import button right here, navigate to the actual Downloads directory, and click on the certificate. Click right here, Open, and in my case I will get an error because it says this certificate is already installed as a certificate of authority, because I already have installed it previously. In your case, it will simply just import it, and as soon as it does, you click here on OK, and you should be good to go. Once you imported the certificate, you can go back to the Facebook page, try to reload it, and it will be able to load any HTTPS page from now on. Okay, so basically that is all it takes to actually install the certificate and to set up the Burpsuite as a proxy to our Firefox. Now, as soon as you set it up, you can go to the actual tool and navigate to some different tabs and experiment with it. For example, under the target, we have different websites that we have visited, such as, for example, here is the HTTPS facebook.com, here is the HTTP website that we visited, as well as in this actual box right here are the actual packets that were delivered to the website in case of communication. So you can see right here that the request, here is the HTTP request, here are the headers for the request, the parameters, we have cookies, headers as well in a different format and also in a hex format, and you also have the response which comes back with the actual HTML code and so on and so on. We can see a bunch of code right here. As we can see, the content type is application and JavaScript, therefore this is not an actual HTML. We can see the JavaScript function, I believe, right here. So that is also something you can take a look at. You can go on to the proxy and go to the HTTP history, and also here you should be able to see the packets as well to all websites. You can also see which method is used, such as, for example, whether it is a get method or post method. You can see the packets the same way that we saw them in the target tab. So we have the request and the response. So request with its headers, response with its headers, as well as with its content. Basically, that would be about it for this tool. There is nothing really too much to cover for now. Another important thing is this intercept part right here, where if you simply just set the intercept to be on and you try to visit a page, it will not be able to load it. You will see the packet coming right here. So let me just show you. If I turn it on once again and try to visit, for example, twitter.com, press here enter, you will see that it will load the twitter.com for an infinite amount of time as long as this intercept is on. What this actually means is that it will prompt us with a packet right here, or with the headers that we need to either forward to the actual target, or in this case twitter.com, or drop the packet. So we can see right here different headers. The host is twitter.com, which is the website that we used. The user agent is Mozilla, which is actual our Firefox. Accept encoding, accept language, upgrade insecure requests. We can see a cookie right here. So if you, for example, try to forward all of these packets, you will see more of them. If you forward all of them, you can see there are no more packets coming through the Burpsuite. That means we forwarded all of them in order to load the actual page. So if you go back to the Firefox, you can see that right now we have the page loaded. So we had to forward around 10 packets in order to be able to actually load the twitter.com. If you went to some different website, you will still see again this loading forever and the packets coming to our Burpsuite. Then we can either drop or forward them. So let's forward them. As soon as we forward all of them, here is the page right here. So it managed to load it up. Okay. But if you turn the intercept off, you will not have to actually bother with this forwarding and dropping the packet. You can simply just forward all of the packets automatically and load the page. This is only when you want to intercept the traffic and maybe make some changes to a certain packet. Okay, so those are the basics of actual Burpsuite and also the way to configure it. And in the next video, we're going to take a look at a certain type of the attack on a website, which is called the command injection. So that will be about it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye.